Evidence 3, Compendium. We are from the Escuela Normal de Capulá. We are doing in the Preschool Education, Trigora Group 1. We are Team 4, Adriana Riscorreta Hernández, Laura Isabel Blanco Díaz, Brisa Janet Dávila Puentes, Ana Yedith Celoteo Rivera, Ana Díaz Rojas Hernández.
Unit 1. Hosting people, grammar, review of tenses, present simple. We use the present simple for habits, repeat actions, fox and which, and generally true. I usually do homework and everything. She with cream stories with state verb short, term state verbs of permanence and verbs of senses. Present perfect simple. We use do team present perfect for experience if or life, saying when they happened. I seen things, feel the three things. The present state which started in the past and have continued of the present. Present continuous. We use the present continuous for action in progress now. For example, sorry, I can't to know. She written a book about her life. For temporary students, study English in Cambridge this semester, but normally in the word Milan. Past simple. We use the past simple to talk about complete past action and state. We often specify in the past with the past simple, past perfect simple. We use the past perfect simple for actions and events that happened before a particular moment in time for reason. Past simple continuous. We use the past continuous to describe actions in the progress a particular moment in the past for action or event in progress at the time and shorter. Have will I was doing my homework. Vocabulary, characters, adjectives. What is they? Are the new set describe characters of person, animal of the mentioned sentence. Some of the are respect, inspiring, determined, slept, revise, helpful, be, desire, perfect, identify, university, woman, men, sensualist, treat. Grammar, question, question form, positive and negative question. Must the question have auxiliary before the subject, the auxiliary in the positive or negative. Verb make, used, make is or referred of the song, the making, creative. Some example of the are I can't make you up me in. I truly makes a difference the room. Unit 2, pardon. Subria grammar narrative tenses. Used with narrative used stories about happened in the past. The most important are past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. We use with narrative tenses to tell a story about what happened in the past. The most important are past simple, past continuous. We use past simple for completed past actions and which happened. and expected in time past. We used the past perfect sim to focus result and early complete action. We explored in the because he built a big thing to talk about team in the with a state verb when a fountain being a moment awake. Vocabulary expression with get with are they the expression to all of communication submitting that we archived do get a widely used verb having very used and meaning to verb to get squid win didn't you email didn't you receive me email we do you this information where did the information to rise grammar future time clauses and conditionals we use future time clause on the about future possibility plans give advice we can normally uh, be going or the imperative in my clause when you hike next weekend will apart you've just bear don't run and get a back proviet standing still unless a corner the away debe in map. Some of them are digger, matters, atter, hood, forest, walked, shot, killed, boat, creature, environment, exit, habitats, hunt, natural, protect, right, space. Use to express attitude of people. Some example of the is mode face and difficult choice. Feel okay side to face.
Unit 3, talent. Mm, the multi-word verbs. Multi-word verbs, it consists of a verb and one or two articles. For example, we came up with some good ideas and decided to try them out. The transitive and intransitive multi-word verb, transitive multi-word word verbs need an object. The object can come before the particle of after the particle depending on the type of multi-word verb. In intransitive, multi-word verbs don't have an object. For example, go away, not go somebody away. Type 2, multi-word verb. When the object is a long noun phrase, it normally comes of after the particle. For example, place to roll away those old shoes that are nearly falling apart. The present perfect simple and continuous. We use the present perfect simple is to talk about experience without saying when they happened. For example, he's tried to run a marathon 4 times in its life. For experience during any present period of time, the with superlatives. For example, she is the nicest person I ever met. For recent completed actions which have a result in the present, we already used and yet to talk about how long with state verbs with four assigns. For example, I have kind the 4 years, but I haven't seen team since January. With how many, how much, and how often to talk about experiences. We use the present perfect continuous when a necessity completed action as a result now. For example, she is tired because she's been training hard. To describe repeated activities which started recently. For example, I have been going to the gym a lot recently. The unit for life lessons. Use it to and Walt. We often use it to describe past situation. In general, these situations continued for a long time and are not true now. For example, when I was a child, I didn't used to like vegetables, but now I love them. No longer and anymore. We use on longer before a positive verb of after be. For example, we no longer go to the whole forest. It's not longer here. Be and yet use it to. Don't confuse use it to with be. I yet use it to. They have very different meanings after be get used to. We use a gerund or a noun phrase. The obligation and permissions. Mm, Stringent positive obligation, for example, you must wear a helmet. I won't let you ride without it. Mm, In person is we have to, I need to wear a helmet. It's the law. A strong negative obligation. For example, you must not remove your helmet. It's for too dangerous. In prison is we are not Hollywood do can't remove your helmets. The instructor will get very across with. And finally, make and left. Be forced to hand. Be allowed. Make and let are special because they are followed be an object infinitive without to they made me pay extra, not they made me to pay extra. Or for example, they let me come in for free, not they left me to come in for free. Next.
Unit 5.
5A. Joe could live to be 100. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to learn adjectives that describe attitudes, use modal verbs and verbs to talk out difference the secret of probability. In the future, talk out your future. Example of modal verbs: type, ability, permission, advice, obligation, possibility. Ability: can code. Example: David can speak 3 languages. He could speak fluent French when he was 5. Type permission. Modal verbs: can, could, may. Can I sit in that chair, please? Could I open the window? May I borrow your dictionary? Type advice. Modal verb should. You should visit your dentist at least twice a year. You should try the laws weighing. Type obligation. Must have to. I must memorize of these rules of tenses. You have to take off your shoes before you get into the mosque. 5B. I be something into me accommodation. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to learn vocabulary, relate to the natural word, use to future simple and the future continuous, do talk about plans and condiments, simulate a job interview. Future, future perfect simple. Example: Martin will have designed the new website by Friday. Example: will have been a member of Liking for 5 years next month. Future perfect continuous. Example: will have been studying for 3 years when I graduation for university. Example: the band will be great when they perform because they will have been rehearsing for months. Next. 5C. Everyday English, we are not making enough money. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to use the appropriation parts to talk about advantage and disadvantage. Use correct intonation to parts of sentence. Use the appropriate phrases to respond to an idea. Word stands for instance, reputation, garden, garage. 5D. Skiing for waiting, the weather is getting more extreme. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to understand new reports about extreme weather conditions, read and understand and analyzing about climate change, report opinions in a EASI. Grady and Eshel Arwin for an engaging in idea. Example: Sunny cloudy, foggy, hot, windy, showery, humid, storm, brace, wind, stormy, thunder, snow, rain, shower, thunderstorm, electrical storm, it's pouring. Next, Unit 6. Around the global 6A, I am not going to try to see everything. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to use gerunds and infinitives correctly, learn vocabulary related to travel and tourists, first some to visit a tourist destination. Example, work, working, ing, sing, singing, come, coming, dance, dancing, swim, swimming, run, running, being, being, perfect, preferring. Um, Example, infinitive. Example, to sleep was a pressure negative infinitive. 3, not to be angry. 6, be. About half the words a language will disappear. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to learn vocabulary related to change, use the passive voice correctly, debate about language, voice correctly, grammar, object direct, verb to be, verb participio, preposition be plus subject. Example, the new album will be released BT band is afternoon. 6, C. Everyday English. Everyday English. This I time to had a break talker. Who stood appropriate to make a request, express gratitude, practice to pronunciation of consonant sounds. Example, do you want a coffee? Positive answer. Thanks you'll be great. Negative answer. Not ring no. 6D. Is will for waiting. The scenario was fantastic. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to talk about two main tourist attractions in the US, write a travel blog. Example, Maine is great, Town Centre, Square, Fleet Waters, Meusun, Island, sunny, amazing. Adjectives, expression. Clean as crystal, second to none, deal of nowhere, hype of activity. Next, next.
Unit 7, City Living. And in the unit set, some topics were developed such as number 1, to and know. We use to and know to explain problems with something is, for example, more than the right amount or less than the right amount. For example, oh no, there are too many people and there is enough food. What is everybody going to eat? We often use enough to tell somebody not to worry. Do not worry, with this go enough food. I would know less of the golf this morning. For example, we use adjective plus enough and enough plus no. We can see in the table in the column number 1 with adjectives, with connotes, and with undernotes. In the column number 1, more than the right amount, for example, is to work to plantains. There are too many people. I can't say anything. I spend too much time in internet chat rooms. In the unit, some topics were number 2 is so, such. We use to and the such to draw attention to the extreme quality of something. We can use so before and adjectives and such before adjectives plus no. For example, so plus adjectives. Why are you so happy? Why are you as you are? Um, such plus a and más adjectives plus singular nouns. Beautiful days. Such plus adjectives plus plural noun. They such flip people. After so such with after use anti-clause. It was such a nice place that the daisy to stay another went. It is the vocabulary used was anti-fluid. It is described like in the city. For example, quality, local, parking, urban, air, public, develop, transport, and of life. Next, in the unit set B, cause have get. In the unit, some topics were developed, such as it is, we use the structure have plus mass object plus past participle to talk about. These tasks are I or play for both the actually the outs. Had its ring more formal than yet. We can see in the table, for example, column number 1, have and get, an object and past participle. For example, they read, having, trade, chicken, pint. Number 1, when are you going to get your eye cut? Number 2, I behind my car, Faisen. And number 3, she was to have her book published. And I tip we use and reflection poke to empage tie with it array or by somebody is to something. Next. In vocabulary, for example, producer, director, film crew, viewer, actors, production. In the unit A, we can use both first conditional and second conditional to talk about future possibles. The fish conditional describes possibility of like future events and the expect result of those events. For example, if plus present simple with plus infinitive. It says a little every month I be able to afford a new car soon. The second conditional. We use the second conditional to talk about imagined events or states and taste concepts. They can be about the unique present on unique future events. For example, if plus past simple word plus infinite. I had for every time I be hard at it be millionaire. We often of the past present tenses in the inflexes. If you can finish your taste and you're wanting to living. For example, you saw come to my dance. We can also inspire in the clothes and I found finish your test and you're right to living. Next. The mixing conditionals, we can use a structure so have plus past participle and we can see in the table. For example, in the column number 1, it close if plus past perfect. If you had told meeting answer, for example, if there had be more time. In the column number 2, my close, word plus have plus past participle. And we can use past perfect continuous in the infug. We can also use may occur in the main clause. Mission conditionals, we can close from the secondary and the trying conditional to talk about past continuum and result in the present or the present conditional with a result in the past. Unit 9 and discovery. Relative clause. Definition relative clause. Definitive relative clause give essential information about a noun, what describe a person, and which describe a thing. In definitive relative clause, you can use the instant of both who and which. For example, this is the work which that has to be finished today. Temango I tan I need to talk to was a by wingo which type replace to object of the clause, we can omit the derivative pronoun. Joe applying for the job object was the job which tag you are applying for. We submitted you and the which with preposition. The preposition usually come at the end of the sentences. There is a place nearby which we can stop at. Example. 1. This is my friends. Kim, when I been know since we were tiny.
Reported speech reporting verbs. When we report what people said or talked in the past, we usually change the tenses, pronouns, possessives, and reference to time and place. Present tenses, past tenses, past perfect tenses. Will, can, and may would cold, and might. Past perfect, would cold, and might don't normally change. When we reporting verb is in a present tense, we don't change the tenses. TV never seen them in concert. She says she's never seen them in concert.
Unit 10. We can use modal verbs to show that we are remarking a deduction, non-stating a fact. We used the modal verbs must, may, might, could, and can't, plus have, plus past participle, to make deduction about the past. Next, wishes
Sorry.
about the future. We use would to make wishes about the future. Don't use would to make wish about yourself. Use could instead. I wish it would stop raining. I wish I could get a better job, but I have good and out experiences. If I had memory experiences, I would be able to get a better job.
Thank you, Future Time.